Hi, Flosstube, we're back.
And in case you don't remember who we are, this is Allie, I'm Amy, and together we are Lost Our Needles.
Thank you for your patience as we went on a little bit of a hiatus, very unplanned. We got to about that 3-week mark after our last video, and report cards were due and grades were due, and life got crazy.
I started
filled, and then I started coaching flag football like the week before flag football break started. And so I've been helping with both the varsity and the JV team, and so it's kind of like double filled right now on top of all the normal life things. So life has been very good, but very busy, a little bit stressful.
Yes.
But it's been good.
And then when she had a little bit of time off, I wasn't here. I've been able to visit some friends in Texas, and then I feel like I've been way busier than getting some work done around the house, and then I had an oopsie with my car, so been dealing with my car, and just nuts. So life is good. I've been able to spend time with some good friends, and then last weekend.
Dun, dun, dun.
So Allie and I were very fortunate. Our very first ever cross-stitch retreat was
Stitch West?
Stitch West. Brain fart. Stitch West Fall 2024. And what an experience it was. She had to talk me just a little bit into going, because those of you who've been following us from the beginning know Salt Lake does not have good memories for me.
That's where we lost my dad.
Us. But Allie made a very wise statement very early on, and she said, "Mom, let's go make some good memories." So
that's my wise statement for the year. Just saying, I'm done. Don't look for any more wisdom.
Any more wisdom. So we went and we made some wonderful memories, and more importantly, met some really wonderful people. It was an awesome weekend.
Yeah, our table, just through circumstances, happened to be the Arizona Stitchers table with some vendors, one of which that actually had ties to our hometown, or not hometown, but the town we're living in. So that was really cool. And then we got to know some of the people from the table next to us actually recognized us from here, which is really cool. Hi, Raquel and Stephanie. But they were so wonderful because they kind of eased us in. We had people to talk to while we got in line, and they kind of helped us find a seat at the table.
Kind of took us under their wing the entire weekend.
Yeah, and so it was just really nice. It was a lot of fun. I got to ring the bell.
Which means what?
Which means I finished a project. I was getting close. I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna be able to finish this project while we're here this weekend. And our friend Ginger at the table was like, oh, I triple dog dare you.
Well, she's kind of competitive. I don't know where she gets it from.
I have a friend that won't do mini golf or anything with me because she says I'm too competitive. Anyway, so I got to ring the bell. So much fun. I got to start another stitch, which was really cool because we got to meet Emily Call.
She was at the table next to us.
And she's such a sweetheart. It was wonderful meeting her. But I'd actually brought one of her patterns to start stitching there with the hope that I could fully kit the project at Stitch West, not really knowing if I could. I had others kind of on standby if I couldn't. But not only was I able to fully kit the project, but I might have been able to get a picture of me and Emily with my stitch. I'll insert it here.
No fangirling going on here at all. None whatsoever.
So that was just really cool. And then the designer who was kind of headlining the retreat.
The headline designer
was
Kathy from Hands On Design. And let me tell you, she put together a project. I'm not going to show all of it to you, but I'll show you the pattern she designed specifically for the retreat. So, and she tells the story behind it. It's called Make Today Count. She tells the story kind of behind it, and everything you see on this project, including the finishing board from Chantel 141, was included, plus a couple of little extra patterns. So there are three
within there, yeah.
3 patterns that she gave us, including everything to finish it.
And then another pattern the next night that says "Leave me alone," like
Yes.
leaf as in a leaf on a tree.
Yes.
I really want to stitch that up and jokingly put that on my bulletin board at school
I
because
would
it's like
too.
right behind my desk.
Yeah, I would. And when I looked at the pattern, I didn't see leaves at first. I saw snowflake.
Snowflake me alone.
Yeah. Anyway, she was phenomenal. She was friendly. She and Mr. HOD were there talking to everybody all weekend. Very helpful. Walked around, talked to a lot of people. Just really sweet, good people. Just enjoyed it immensely.
It was such a good retreat. Like, my cup was filled that weekend. It was fantastic.
It really was. I did not get to ring the doorbell or the bell, and you'll understand when I get to it. But it forced me to work on it. But the favorite part of the retreat for me, besides, was actually meeting people. We met women from all over the country, and I like to get people's stories. Give me one-on-one with people, and I'll tell you what, there were joyful stories. There were stories that just made me cry. But you know what's really cool is through good times and bad times, crafting and stitching helps us all get through those rough times and brings us together to help each other get through the rough times, irregardless of our politics, irregardless of our religions, irregardless of our nationalities, irregardless of our foibles. Stitching just brought people together, and I met so many people. I could go on and on about all the people we met.
Yeah.
On top of who Allie's already talked about. It was truly, we'll go back again if we can.
Yeah.
Next year, we've signed up for Chantel's 141 in Williamston, which is our home.
Back to
home
Michigan.
territory. And just probably 20-minute drive north from where she grew up. And Robin Pickens, is going to be the designer. And I had my alarm set. Man, I was on that because I wanted to make sure. I love her designs. I love her color use. She's enjoyable. But we got to meet Emily Call, and we got to meet Kathy and Chantel. We met Chantel and Nicole. Spore was there. And several other, Jessica Sweetwater Stitcher was there, and they were just all very nice. And it was just fun.
And Pam and Steph from Just Keep Stitching.
Oh, yep, and Pam and Steph. There were a lot of floss tubers there. And one floss tuber that I didn't know about, but I got to meet her. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, you need Emmy from Mission Stitch. Her work is incredible. Before I'd even met her, they had a brag table, and it was this whole long wall, and it was everybody's things they wanted to brag about, and there was some beautiful work. But Allie came roaming up to the table, and she goes, "Mom, you have to come see this one piece." And so I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, okay, whatever. Walk to the end of the table, and there's this, it's literally this big. Well, it might be a slight exaggeration, but not much. It's huge. And it was St. Petersburg by...
It's Chatelain's White Knights in St. Petersburg.
There we go. My mouth dropped to the floor. It's the colors, there was metallics, there was specialty stitches, there were beads of all kinds, even square beads. And I was saying something about Raquel, the young woman that kind of took us all under her wing, and she goes, "Oh, Emmy stitched that. She's at our table." And just so you know, it just hides out in a closet. She has no intention of ever framing or doing anything because it doesn't go with her house, but she loves stitching different things. And I went back and I just said, "Emmy, your work is incredible." Okay, I gave her a lecture, but she lectured me back. We're good. But her work is incredible. So if you guys want, and she does a wide range of stuff.
She also, on the brag table, had Crowns of the Kingdom done in all metallics, which is also on her latest Flosstube. Again,
Yes.
Mission Stitch. Fair warning, like, you cannot see the metallics in those pieces the way they show in real life.
Yeah, and the beads don't show up. But Emmy, what you see on the video, she is a sweet in person and kind. She taught us a couple new things. She's an incredible person. I mean, everybody there was at that table, but she was really sweet and funny and sassy and a beautiful stitcher. I mean, they all were. I was impressed with every single person at that table where they were stitching.
And if you were a West Coast stitcher that's like, oh, this
Yes.
retreat sounds so fun, I want to do a retreat, you have an opportunity.
Go ahead.
Because, so one of the people at the table next to us, like, we kind of became friends at the other table too. It was really great. I kept hitting my mom. I was like, Mom, we have stitchy friends. We have stitchy friends.
Bruises.
But anyway, Valerie from Live and Dye LA she was one of the vendors. Beautiful fabrics. Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh yes, and floss.
Her hand-dyed flosses. This is just like, oh my goodness gracious.
Yes.
Anyway, she is having a retreat in February 27th, March 2nd in Anaheim. So
It's their first retreat she's doing.
yes. So if you were interested, there's the information.
QR code.
Ladies, gentlemen, pull out your phones, scan the QR code, or you can go there, or here is her email. You can email her any questions at live and dye as in dyeing ink dye, not la@gmail.com. So if I didn't already have plans for February that overlapped,
I'd be thinking about it.
yeah, so it was really great meeting her, seeing her fabrics, but she is hosting her first retreat. Valerie, good luck, girl. You got this.
You do. Her work is beautiful. And she's really excited about hosting a retreat. And sounds like she has it well in hand. Mm-hmm. So for those of you who are West Coast or even in California and looking for something close to home, there you go.
And I think that's the highlight. We could talk about Stitch West for an hour. But I think that's the highlights. It was pretty amazing.
If you get the chance to go to a retreat, go. Even if you go by yourself, because I'm telling you, the people are incredible. Pick a table.
You will not be by yourself for long.
You will not be friendless for more than 5 minutes because it was pretty incredible.
Yeah. So I was so overwhelmed the first 5 minutes because you walk in.
First 5 minutes?
Okay, the first hour. Because you walk in and when we found our table kind of quickly, but then there's all the vendors with all the stitchy goodness. And just going through there, it was like, it was incredible.
She's very careful with her money, that's good. And I was laughing because she'd had her wallet out buying 3 different vendors within the first 10 minutes of getting there. She was so excited. Bag makers, floss, patterns,
but
fabric was
I kind of saw
incredible.
things I kind of knew went in kind of knowing, oh, I didn't bring my bag for my light to show.
Oh, yes.
Oh, anyway, I got for my halo light, I got a quilted bag to store it in. I found some fabric to it was just a fat quarter to back some of my patriotic stitches. And then what was it?
And then Hands-On Design had a whole 5 tables worth of stuff, I think, and some pattern designers.
So, we'll get into some of that with Haul.
We'll get into some of that when we get to Haul. So let's get going.
Now
we
into
don't
the
wanna
stitching.
Keep you too long.
So, finishes.
I have one finish. Technically, it's an FFO, but I can't show you the FFO because silly me didn't take a picture of it before I gave it away. It was the smalls for the smalls exchange.
But I'm going to insert a picture here, which is Mom and the recipient of her small, whose name was Kathy. Kathy, if your name's not Kathy, I'm sorry, but your picture is still here. She's actually a viewer of our channel, which was really cool.
I was thrilled she got it.
So what does your finish look like?
So here I made one and was off just a little bit. I'm not going to point it out to you because nobody needs to know. This was a pattern by Cricut something. I could go run it. It was a freebie. And I just fell in love with it, and I thought it would be cute. So I stitched it up once, made a slight boo-boo, and then re-stitched it again, but using a little bit more metallic thread than this one shows, just to give it a few more little dashes. And then I found a cute little paddle at Hobby Lobby, and it fit perfectly on there, and then tied some velvet ribbon around the top that's the color of the red in there. And I was pleased with my first small. I had no idea what to expect, and I hope she's happy with it because I loved stitching it. It was a cute stitch.
Do you have the small that you received in the smalls exchange?
Yes. And she's a young stitcher. Hold on, it's just right.
It's too cute not to share.
Yes. It was the first time here I am. She's a young stitcher. I would say mid-20s, maybe, not even that, a little bit over. And it was the first time she's ever made a pillow. And isn't this cute? She did a really good job.
As you guys know, she definitely did a better job than any of my first 4 pillows. Good job, girl.
Anyway, she was a sweetheart and very proud of her pillow, as she should be, and I was quite honored to get it. So
that's a really cute finish that you have, Mom.
it is, and it'll look cute in a spring bowl when spring comes around, but we don't want to rush to spring.
We finally have fall weather this week. I didn't wear this sweater to school because it was college day, but it's been in the low 70s last 2 days, and
which in Arizona feels really cool.
And next week it's supposed to be the 60s, guys.
I know, we're having a very unusual cooling trend.
We're just gonna say enjoy.
We're just going to enjoy every minute of it. Have had the doors and the windows open for the past couple of days, and it just feels so good to let all the fresh air in after the past 6 months of air conditioning. So, okay, so that's the only FFO or FO fully finish. And I was pleased with the way it turned out. Now that I'm back and kind of settled in, I'll finish this one up because nobody will know unless I tell them where the boo-boo is.
Exactly. And then, you guys ready to see the one I got to ring the doorbell on? Bell, you have me saying it now. So, it is called, oh goodness gracious, Pumpkin Spice Everything by Scarlet House Design. Nope, the Scarlet House.
Didn't it turn out so cute?
It's mostly the called for colors, except for this yellow here, which is Curry by, I think it's Weeks Dye Works. It's Weeks Dye Works or Classic Color Works. Mom had to help me switch that up because the called for oatmeal did not show up on this fabric, which is butternut squash. No, I don't have it. I don't have the card with me. It's a Forbidden Fiber code that I got from my Fabric of the Month. And something like that. But I was just really happy I got to actually stitch something for, use linen from my stash because I have a stash now. Oh, while we were gone, I had my stitchiversary. Beginning of October is 1 year stitching. So there we go.
Congratulations to 1 anniversary.
But anyway, so I was really happy. And so when I got to the retreat, I think I had one section of the pumpkin done. And then the top swoop of this S. Maybe I had to do and I had to go down the border here.
Yeah, you had quite a bit to go.
But I got it done in a day and a half. I got to ring that bell. And it was so much fun. I love the support that the stitching community gives.
Everybody applauds.
Hoots and hollers.
Yeah, it's just really fun.
I really like this. Mom's going to tell you I told you so. But this leaf and this leaf are not the same. Because I didn't fully, I backstitched this, but I didn't follow the directions. So the outline looks a little weird, except in the middle. And I didn't do the half stitches through the center. So this leaf looks much prettier. So lesson learned.
Actually followed the designer's instructions.
I thought I was at first. I didn't realize it was a different color and 1 strand, not 2 strands.
Lesson learned. Listen to your mama.
So.
Okay.
And then do you have any new starts?
I have no new starts. I've been working on the same things, ladies and gentlemen.
I have many new starts.
So do the new starts.
I have, honestly though, I have 2 new starts other than that pumpkin spice, which was a new start from the last video. and a whip and a finish.
Just not a fully finished.
Honestly,
whip.
before Stitch West, since our last video, I have probably had about 2 days to stitch where I was able to, so I really have enjoyed Stitch West and getting just some reserve stitching time.
Yes.
But one of the nights I was stitching is Teresa Koget's Pumpkin and Bats. It says, pumpkin and bats on Halloween night with witches and cats give mortals fright. I am not going to be finishing this before Halloween, which is tomorrow. But I really kind of changed up the fabric. It calls for like Grandpa's dirty shirt or something.
I love names designers come up with. I love them. I can't
remember the name, but it was like something like that. I looked at it, I was like, okay, that'd be cute, but I kind of had this idea, and I forgot the bag in my craft room. I think it's called like Bayou or something, because it came from my mom's fabric of the month.
Was it a swamp or something? Bayou Swamp or
something like that. Boggy Swamp. But I love the modeling, and I thought with like witches and bats, it kind of went with it and looked very Halloween-y, kind of witchy. So I have the witch done. Or not done.
My only question is the moon going to show up? Because those colors are really close together.
I'll play around with it.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll play around with it.
It's a cute pattern.
But I really like the fabric. It'll be fun. I thought I was going to be able to get my pumpkin spice and this done. And I had plans to do the Halloween Tiny Town.
But then no time.
It just didn't happen.
And if she did have an hour or two in the evening, all she wanted to do is just do nothing because she was brain dead.
And some of it was like I'd start picking up stitching, and I've been having a whole contact snafu as I tried to switch from like dailies to monthlies. And it made focusing really hard sometimes, so that didn't help. On like I'd look and it was like seeing double.
And getting headaches.
I think she's really cute. I look forward to finishing her probably next season. I'm not gonna lie.
And that's okay.
Yeah, I should probably cut the fabric and give the rest back to Mom.
It's okay. I don't see myself using that for anything in the near future.
And then my other new start, which was it's Emily Call's a house of haunting.
So cute.
And so it looks like this.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Sorry, you can see it on my but here's the thing, like I bought it weeks ago, pretty much when she first came out with it. But I hadn't even thought about going to a stitching store or making sure I had fabric for it until like the night before we left, when I was packing. And so that morning, like the morning we left, I downloaded the pattern and I'm like, okay, I hear they have vendors at Stitch West. I don't know what they're gonna sell. Maybe, just maybe I can kit it up. And so I did. So I got there, I finished the pumpkin spice. Actually, I think I kitted it up pretty quick that morning.
You kitted it up as soon as you walked in there.
Except for some of the floss. I had to go back for the floss. But the thing is, so I found this. I'll show you my stitching in a second, but I'm staying mysterious. So this is Heather from Fiber on a Whim, and it's like this really cool purple. And so it's not the slate from Stephanie Fabrics by Stephanie, which actually ended up being in our kit from, did you already take the, oh no. So the called for it was actually this, which I thought was really kind of, I think ironic's like, the wrong word, but it's like a slatey gray. So it's called slate.
It's beautiful though.
It's beautiful, but this was the called for. But I saw this and I was like, oh, the colors will look so pretty. I kind of like it. It's kind of like a purpley, haunty night.
It's got a little bit of gray in it, so it just...
So just to tell you how well this came together. One of our table mates was passing out like strands of DMC. And I was like looking through the colors. I was like, ooh, I can use this for like the moon and the pathway things. And oh, this white, I have the oatmeal that I wasn't able to use on my pumpkin spice. And then so I went back to the vendors, and thank you Top Knot by Top Knot. Yeah, Top Knot Stitcher. Because this is where I got this fabric. And then I went back and I was looking at some of her silks, not realizing they were silks. I was like, oh, okay, like kind of, but not really. And then I looked down and she had some of the Halloween Primrose Cottage patterns with the called for threads. And so she had the right colors. So this is my whip right now.
You whipped it up there.
So like the cool thing is like, so this was a gift, like a table gift, this yellow. I was able to get the orange and the charcoal from Abby, and the yellow, I think actually. And then the white I already had.
And then one of the grays was donated by Mom.
Yeah, she had it in her project. And so it just came together. So, but I love it because that means I fully kitted it up. Like everything came in one way or another from Stitch West. It wasn't something I brought, which I just think makes it really special. And I got to meet Emily Call while we were there.
Really liked the fabric she chose with it. She was tickled to see
I'm having so much fun stitching this. Like I enjoyed stitching the other ones, but I think this is just really fun seeing it come together. And it's just a fun pattern to stitch. And so there's gonna be like a little ghosty and a little tree, and I'm excited about it. This is my plan. And once we're done with this, I'm gonna go home and steal some time to stitch.
Good. So, I think it's good mentally.
Yeah. So,
okay. Anything else?
Those are my whips. Oh, this is not something to brag about. I did not bring it with me. But those of you that commented on our last video, I was like, I stitched on the wrong side of that. Is it called Patriotic? Where I got the picture of this plus fabric for the President stitch. And in our last video, I realized that I was stitching on the less dyed side. And Mom was like, yeah, you need to pick it out. And because you all are wise, you all said, yeah, your mom's right. You need to pick it out.
Mom is right again.
So when we got home from Stitch West on Monday, I was feeling kind of motivated and I was like, I could stitch, or let's get this done so I can restart it. So I didn't stitch more, but there has been progress on the presidential stitch. Just backwards progress.
It's progress.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know,
so
better to, and you hadn't gotten that much done, so it's better to do it now.
Yeah, I'd gotten like all like the first half of the top border and part of George,
right and not have regrets.
Yeah. No, I'm probably gonna wait till the new year to start him though. Start that again,
and that's okay
because
there's Christmas stitching, fall stitching.
Have you seen the new Primrose Cottage ones?
Yes.
I keep wanting to go back and forth there. Do I want the quilt or do I want the Quaker? I thought I wanted the Quaker, and then I saw the quilt, and I like them both. And I'm going, and they release on Thursday, so I got to make up my mind soon.
Okay. All right. Well, let's keep going because we don't want to keep people too long. Because
you've loved spending your time with us, and you guys know it.
I want to be careful of your time. Okay.
Okay. So she has some
stitches.
whips.
So I have some whips, and there's nothing new. Just progress has been made. So here is my Zuka. It's just got that tiny little bottom to go. And I'm so excited about it. I was going to take this to Stitch West to work on, but
she should have.
But it's fall and I've been motivated to work on it. And so I don't have a problem working on this one. So I did not take it, but this is Zuka.
People wanted to see it though.
Hopefully she will be done and finished. I know people were hoping that I'd brought it, but so some people brought a lot of projects to work on and a lot of smalls, which now that I've been, I can kind of see why. One, it's easier to handle. Two, you see progress sooner. But then there's Amy, who I have not worked on my Ghost Pirate ship for months. So I thought, okay, this will be a good opportunity to sit there for 3 days nonstop and work on it. And people love seeing it because they're either working on it too or been thinking about starting it and bought the pattern because they've seen me, not that I had anything to do with
I
it,
just
but
saw it in general.
they just saw it in general. And, but I'll show you what I got done. It's across 3 days of stitching. 3 days starting at 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., 9 p.m. So here she is so far. Here it is so far.
Oh, that's so cute.
Would you like to know how much of that I got done at Stitch West? Because there's so many color changes. That's not the word I was going to say. But all I got done was this mask right here. Because there's 4 or 5 shades of brown. There's 5 shades of gray, browns, whites. I was changing needles, changing colors constantly. But that's that much done that I hadn't done before Stitch West. So I'm trying to think positive. But it's coming along really well and I'm loving it. So it kind of re-motivated me to start stitching on it again.
I don't know why you're not stitching it during fall. It's skeleton time.
Well, that's true. But I've been working on the Zuka and one other thing. So anyway, I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. I'll just be glad when I get done with the browns. It is not my favorite color.
We think though, every time she goes to a retreat now, and actually we're going to take a picture of it tonight, just before. Every time we go to a retreat, she's going to take it with her for however long. God willing, she's done with it by next year, but I don't think she will be. But we're going to take it, she's going to take it to a retreat every time we go. And she's going to take at least one of those days to stitch on it because she'd like to see more progress and maybe ring the bell someday.
Someday. I'll be in a wheelchair when Allie rolls me
But she's going to spend at least one day of every retreat working on the Polterghost Pirate.
Poltergeist.
What did I say?
Poltergeist.
I was just stumbling over my words. Poltergeist Pirates. Anyway, and then so we'll take a picture every time and just kind of document her progress over the years.
I'll be in a wheelchair, like I'm saying.
And so then we'll make a big deal and we'll pop a bottle of bubbly.
But the good news is it'd be good if I could get it done while I'm still alive so that I'm not having to ghost Allie to make her finish.
She'll become the poltergeist.
And for her to get the reward for ringing the bell, taking the last little bit. Okay, and the third project that I've been working on is the Caterpillar Stitch, Witchy Stitch Along Sal, or not just the Witchy Mystery Stitch. That's the right word. Scoot over just a little bit. There we go. So there's five little stories. Sorry if I'm yelling in your ear. These were the first 3. They're much larger than the last 2. This is the 4th little house, and they just came out like October 11th, October 12th. This little one and this little one. This one I did all just last night, just for a couple hours sitting it last night. So it's actually a really quick stitch. Again, I really love the colors. It's all called for fabric or stitches, floss. And I can't remember, I have
Looks so cute.
The fabric. I'm seeing a trend in what I like. It's Fiber on a Whim, 28 count, Cashel linen, dusk. And it looks a lot like my bang. Apparently I'm attracted to dark blue, gray type fabrics. And you'll get a laugh out of that even more here in a little bit. But that's where I'm at. And I really want to finish up this, even if it's past Halloween, so that I can focus on getting my pumpkin, my Zuka done. And then I want to start so my plan is to start Thomas. I don't know if you know that turkey. The pattern's name is Thomas.
We would show you, but
I lost another pattern and I've had to reorder it and I've torn the house apart.
Now it's the Zuka and it's Thomas.
And I'd order Katie Strachan's, has a silk finish and she does a really pretty finish on it. And so I'd ordered her kit to do it. And I got the pattern out and I thought I tucked it in the bag with everything else. And I went to take it to the retreat with me because I thought, okay, if I need a break, I'll work on Thomas. And the pattern's not in the bag. And I have torn apart the house yet again, looking for it, and I can't find it. So I reordered it. It's got to come from Virginia. So hopefully it'll be here by Thanksgiving. Anyway, I don't know where they're going. I even looked down the chair because that's where the last one got put, and
The Nargles took it, Mom.
Yeah, the Nargles took it. So anyway, that's
And then
enough
when they
of me.
choose to give it back, you'll get it and find it.
Yeah. I've already found a home for the second Zuka, which makes me happy. So
I need to get you that address.
yep. Okay.
Okay. Haul.
No FFOs.
No FFOs. I'm lucky I had to finish. The only reason why I had to finish was Stitch West.
And Triple Dog Dare.
And a Triple Dog Dare.
Okay. Now,
Haul.
no retreat is a good retreat if you don't have haul.
So, we're not bringing everything. There were so many cute little table gifts and everything. I'm not sharing all of that. But so when you showed up at Stitch West, you got a project bag.
One woman made 200 of these.
Bless her heart. But it's actually really cute. Like, it has little anchors on it. I don't know how that goes with the desert, but okay. That's their logo. And then it's just really cute. I was throwing all like
Snug
my haul.
Harbor.
Yeah. I get it. I just don't get it.
Anyway,
It's
a
also
very
Salt
nice
Lake
bag.
is a huge lake. So
Yeah.
anyway, it's a really cute project bag. And then they had a little like kind of cloth ort jar
Oh yeah, that was very clever.
that came, and then they gave us a hook, which I need to find my hook. And so we each got one of those. Oops, that's not haul. Well, kind of, but you guys have already seen all that fun stuff. And then one of the women, Jen, had a table with a bunch of cute little needle minders. Now, mind you, I usually stitch in hand, so for a while I wasn't really buying needle minders. But one of my ways it's either stitching or reading is how I decompress. So she had a little needle minder. Sorry, that's not, it says Romance Book Club, and it's like a little ticket. And then one woman was like, okay, you can either take a needle minder or trade a needle minder. And I didn't have a needle minder to trade, so I didn't really want to like take one. I feel like if I'll trade, I would have traded, but I didn't want to just take. And on the last day, she still had some. She's like, no, take, like, I don't want to take them home. So I found this cute one that has like a sunflower sun kind of thing. I think it's supposed to be more like a tarot card, but it's just a cute sun. And then there was another vendor, Jordan, who had a bunch of cute Halloween patterns. And her Halloween Village pieces were, several of them were inspired by Gilmore Girls. Like, she had like a dance hall, and I was like, is this the dance hall from Gilmore Girls? And she's like, yes, it is. And there was another, I was like, the gazebo, I was like, oh, that reminds me of the one from Gilmore Girls. And she's like, it is.
Yep.
She's a girl after my own heart.
They're really cute designs.
So I ordered this one. I'd seen it before, but
You ordered it or bought it?
I'd seen it before. Okay. Sorry. If one door closes and another door opens, your house is probably haunted.
Just too funny.
So actually, I think I'm going to do it on this same fabric that I'm doing Emily Call's house on.
It'll be cute on there.
It was just really cute. And I like that saying. Like,
who's the designer?
Her name is Jordan Nicole, but it's Nicole it's 2 L's and no E. And she was just a sweetheart. You know, she had a table there. There's a part of me that kind of wants to stitch this up now, but Halloween is tomorrow. And then it's Thanksgiving, and you got to start your Christmas stitching before Thanksgiving this year, ladies, because the Christmas season is really short.
It is. Between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
We have like 2.5 weeks of school. 2.5 weeks of school.
2.5 weeks of school, yeah.
It's a little alarming. And then another woman was selling bags. Her name's Cheryl. She's a viewer actually, which is really cool, but she doesn't have any sort of tag for me to tell you the name of her company. And her Venmo was just her name. It wasn't a company name, but she used this really cute, I think she said it was a Primrose Cottage stitch. With like, thank you, with little ghosties on it. So I've been putting my Halloween stitching in there. And that was really cute because one of our table mates created these little like stands with pockets that you could put things in, and she used the same Primrose Cottage that says Boo right here as in the bag. So I kind of have a matching set now, which was pretty neat. And then last two things, I'm not trying to overwhelm you guys. I'm sorry, another project bag. This one was from another one of our table mates who was, her name's Ginger, and she runs Daisy Chain Quilt Co. And so she just gave us this really pretty project bag. So I am project bagged up and ready to kit some more projects. And then one more fun thing.
Creative.
Yeah, a woman we met who lives in another part of Phoenix came over to our table and gave us these little floss rings. Thank you. Floss drops. And so she took Arizona playing cards and cut a hole in it. And I'd seen it before, but what I love about it is Arizona, it's a dry heat.
Which is so, you hear that all the time. Yeah.
But it was just kind of like all of us Arizonians were just kind of laughing about it.
But it was a clever idea because, playing cards are pretty stiff. And I thought that was a clever idea. You could collect playing cards from wherever you go and turn them into floss drops. I thought it was very clever.
Thank you, Debbie.
Yes, there were some very generous people there.
And that is what I've brought to share for haul.
Okay, so I have some fabrics. Well, first of all, let me start with, I've been getting the Farmer's Attic Fabric of the Month Club, and
I'm sorry, you'll understand in just a second.
This is Atomic Ranch, 32 count linen, and it's called Moonstone. And hopefully, yeah. See how the gorgeous is? It is gorgeous. This was waiting for me when I got home. Now, I would like to show you the fabrics I bought at the retreat. So this is Sapphire, 36 count linen, fiber on a whim.
I wanted to buy that. Not shown on camera because it's at my house.
Was one that was almost identical to this in color.
The same blue that she forgot she bought. And so when she had two of them, she gave one to me. So we now have like a total of 3 fabrics.
But aren't they gorgeous? And then I joined Fabrics by Stephanie, her Fabric of the Month Club. 1, she has beautiful fabrics and floss, but 2, she is
Michigan girl.
Whitmore Lake, which is just next door to where they grew up. And so I really wanted to support her fabrics. And so I joined her club. And this Hecate was the color of the month for October.
Is it Hecate or is it Hecate?
No, it's Hecate. I looked it up in the dictionary. Okay. She's an ancient goddess.
I knew she was a goddess. I just didn't know how to pronounce it.
Yes, Hecate, according to the dictionary. Anyway, it's a beautiful purple. I could see a lot of different things being done with that. Halloween, really cool Christmas with gold.
Easter.
I mean, it's almost too bright for Easter, but it could do a lot of things. And then at the same time, I also ordered her Calypso, which is, one of my colors.
Tell me Mom likes blue without telling me Mom likes blue.
Oh, we're so not done yet. And then this was also Fabrics by Stephanie that was at the retreat. And this is called Juniper. And it's kind of a really pretty blue-green. I think we're getting it pretty accurate on there.
Close. So the cool thing is I actually have this fabric too because Hands-On Design actually designed a stitch for
the Jingle Ball. Yeah, last year.
I didn't sign up for the Jingle Ball, but Mom did. And once the Jingle Ball started, people were posting some of the exclusives, and I saw this like Happy Holidays or Merry Christmas house, and I said, "Hey Mom, I'll Venmo you the money if you buy me the house."
And I did.
And she did. And so I bought the fabric, that's this fabric, to stitch it up. And that's actually one of my Christmas stitches to stitch this year.
It's just really pretty.
It's such a pretty,
and then,
middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
Caribbean.
Not even necessarily that either. It could just be really pretty mountain green. I mean,
I don't know. It speaks
Juniper.
Caribbean to me.
It says pine tree. Anyway, it's a really pretty color. And then the last piece that I bought there was I'd been looking for a really pretty pine green, Christmassy green, and I saw this fiber on a whim. It's called Malachite. And
now that just a beautiful, Christmas.
Beautiful.
I can see that
Christmas
like a
green.
nativity with like gold or ornaments with gold.
Yes. Yes. Anyway, it was too cute to pass up. And then we've already talked about at the table next to us.
Live or Die LA.
No, the table next to us, there was Raquel and Stephanie that kind of took us under our wings.
Yes.
They were
Oh,
the
never
first
mind.
ones to really welcome us and made us kind of feel included and brought us along because we'd never done anything like this. And they'd been several years, so they knew the scoop and how to do it. And Stephanie was hysterical. And I don't know what happened, why she ended up giving this to me.
So they're doing a stitch along with their table, and they are all doing the pattern that Mom's
doing this pattern.
And so Mom, and I was actually looking at this. So when I saw Stephanie starting to stitch it, I was really attracted to the fabric that she was using. So when Mom ended up buying the pattern, I said, Mom, you got to go talk to Stephanie and look at the fabric that she's doing. And I knew it was the called for fabric. So Mom went over to like look at the fabric, and then Stephanie with like
the next thing we
heart.
know, I mean, these people were so generous. The next thing I know, she's dropping this in my lap because this is the called for fabric. And she only needed half of it to do this pattern. And she gave me the other half so that I could do the pattern. And in case you can't read it, it just says books are magic. And I am a big reader. All my kids are readers, and books truly are magical. They take you to many different places.
And if she's not careful, this pattern might disappear. Because
everything in my house could disappear cross-stitch wise.
Maybe.
But it's going to be a really pretty pattern.
But at least I don't have to fight Julie for
and
it someday.
Two or three of the women at their table were working on it, and it's just such a pretty pattern.
But again, it's the colors that Mom is just like drawn to.
Yes, again. So anyway, got lots of fabric, got some floss, bought some other patterns.
That's that Jordan.
Oh yeah, so here's the coffee shop,
Which is
from the Jordan
Nicole.
Nicole. I mean, her stuff was just adorable. And
you
then
got a couple from her, didn't you?
hands-on oh yes, yep. And then double toil and trouble, a little Halloween that's not going to get touched this year. And then Kathy, hands-on design. They had
Kitted it for you.
she had this pattern, but not in the box. She had it stretched out, and I love the reindeer. I have ornaments with all their names on them. We named, when we had puppies, we named all the puppies after the reindeer. And so this may be something I start for Christmas this year. And then I saw this lighthouse one by Cottage Garden Samplings. You know, it's got whales, lighthouses, ships. It's just right up my alley. I'm not saying when I'm going to get to them, but I couldn't pass them up. Anyway, so hands-on design had a lot of stuff, and anyway, I could go on and on, but I'm not going to. So, and then just before, I saw this pattern just before we went to, and I didn't have time to kit it up, but it's called Boo Spook Haunt by Hello from Miss Liz Matthews, which was really cute. And then I saw somebody had done this, and she had changed the colors of the flowers just to make them a little more bright, and I really liked it. And I love the adorable little ghosts. I don't know what they're not spooky at all. They're sweet. So not that I'm a ghosty person. I don't like scary Halloween, but don't even know. Nope. Anyway, so I could go on and on, but I'm not going to. Those are the highlights. We've kept you long enough.
Yeah, life is pretty good. I've calendared it. We will be back in 3 weeks. Flag football will be over, and that'll take us like the week before Thanksgiving.
Perfect.
And then 3 weeks from that is, I think it's the week before we leave
To go see her.
for Connecticut. And then the week after, like the Wednesday after that, is the 1st of January.
Okay. Anyway, guys, thanks for being patient with us. Her life got a little nuts, and then my occasional nuts bumped into her occasional busy. So, but thank you. And again, to all of you who watch, I thank you for that, because I'm telling you, there's some amazing stitchers out there and do incredible work. And I'm just blown away that you guys care to watch us. So
thank you. It was so much fun meeting all of you guys that watch us, that came up to us at StitchCon.
Yes, we enjoyed meeting you greatly.
Yes.
And hearing your stories and some amazing people out there. You are some amazing people. But go check out Emmy at Mission Stitch.
Yep.
Her work is amazing.
And then, there's a couple floss tubes I need to check out. Finally got some floss tubes watched on Monday. But it was, the normal, the Floss Boss and Cousins, the 2 needles pulling thread, Carolina Stitchers.
Yes.
I feel like and then I watched Mission Stitch. Yeah, it was my unpack, do laundry too.
Yep, so. That's gonna be my day tomorrow is laundry.
All the fun.
Yep. All right, guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Have fun Halloween. Hopefully you have some fun, cute little trick or treaters.
And stay safe. Have fun. Bye. Guys.